All right, coach, before I let you go, there is one player that we both talked about before you invited him, and that player is Taiwo Awoniyi. I remember you called me in Germany. You were in the stadium with the vice president of the Bayern Munich team, and you said you wanted to invite Taiwo Awoniyi because the player was injured. I remember we had a very long conversation on him. Now he's moved from Union Berlin straight to Nottingham Forest. What can you say about him? He played this weekend, he scored a goal. Some people already say that he didn't do well in the game, but that's not my take. You saw this guy in Germany way more than all of us. Can you give us your take about Taiwo Awoniyi?
He played very well in Germany. He made the success of Union Berlin. You know that Union Berlin finally qualified also for European Cup, which is a big surprise. There's a bigger club is Hertha Berlin and not Union, but with Awoniyi, they made a wonderful season. And of course, now they got a lot of money in the transfer to England. But I think that this player deserves to come back to the Super Eagles because it's really one of the goal scorers who can help on the side of Osimhen, of course, to give the goals to the Super Eagles. And this player, I think you will see him a lot of time scoring in England Premier League this year.
Well, coach, you just mentioned Victor Osimhen. So people have different idea of who Victor Osimhen is. Some said he's very rude. Some say he's very stubborn. Talk to me about the Victor Osimhen that you know. Who is Victor Osimhen from your own perspective?
Victor Osimhen, you know, I took him. He was only 17 in my first match against Tanzania. It was in August 2016. So when I took him, people were surprised, but I knew him already. He signed in Germany, in Wolfsburg, so I could see him. I could meet the people who were working with him, and I was sure that his future will be bright. Then he had some injuries. He was very strong mentally to come through these injuries, to come back on the field, full of motivation, full of skillness, and now I think all the big teams in Europe want to have him in the clubs, and I believe that he can even play in Premier League, but actually I think Napoli, they don't want to let him go. I'm very happy for him. It's a Lagos boy. He started, like you know, in the big traffic, selling water in the roads of Lagos. And then he made this career, you know. He never forgets where he's coming from.
Yeah, thank you very much, Coach, for your time. But I have Emmanuel Sebastian in the studio with me, who's my co-presenter, and he's got one question for you. Emmanuel Sebastian, Coach, is available for you now.
All right, Coach. Calvin Bassey. Let's talk about Calvin Bassey. You invited him to the team when you were manager of the Super Eagles at the game against Central African Republic, but you didn't cap him. A lot of Nigerians who saw him play for Rangers were a bit angry that you didn't cap him at that moment because they were scared another country might take him away from our hands. But right now, Calvin Bassey is a full-fledged Nigerian international. What did you see in Calvin Bassey? What was your first thought when you saw the player Calvin Bassey that made you invite him to the national team?
That's a good player also. This one has hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, this player is a very good left foot. He has also strengths with the head, very good headers, strong physically, can play on different positions, left back or center of the defense, and mentally also seems to be very strong. I could invite him, I could see him a little bit in the beginning, but I regret not to continue with him because he was really for the future. I think it's a good solution for the Super Eagles.
Coach, when you coach the Super Eagles, who were the players that gave you problems? I mean, every coach has a player that say, "Oh, this was my problem child." Some others say, "These are my good children." These ones are very committed. Who are the players that give you problem in the Super Eagles?
You know, I didn't have any problem. The discipline was good. We didn't have any problem with tactical things or with organization of the training sessions. We didn't have any problem. We didn't have any problem for the life together in the hotel. So yes, no, it was no problem with anybody.
Coach, do you look back today and say there were some things you did wrong? Because you started well like a house on fire, everybody loved you. And somewhere the team just started not playing well, the result were not matching the expectation. Do you look back today and say there were things you did not do well?
I remember when we had to go to Cap Verde. I think you remember this match.
Yeah.
When half of the team could not come. Just a few weeks or months before I left. And then we won with the second team, we can say, without the British players, without some European players who could not come because of pandemic. And we made a new team for the second. Everybody said you will lose there, and we won it. It was a wonderful game. I put Musa in the team like a captain, and he led some young players very well. So and then everybody said it's the best coach. Even Pinnick said after the match, we have the best coach. And a few weeks later, it was finished. I was the worst coach. So.
That's crazy, you know. But that's life. These things happen, and whatever it is you enjoyed about Nigeria, you would also give credit to Pinnick for bringing you in. He had his own demons. People were fighting against him to get you out. He renewed your contract. So there was also the good side, there's the bad side, and then there's the ugly side. But thank you very much, Coach, for your time. But I wish I could keep you longer. There are a few questions from the fans. Would you want to take a few questions from the fans, please?
Let's speak again for the World Cup. So, because I have my children now, they're waiting for me.
Okay.
And the priority is actually the children for me.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Coach, for your time. God bless you. Have a wonderful time. My regards to the wife and the children.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.